Today is February 6th in the year 2022. It is now approximately 4:30 a.m. In upstate New York, the temperatures are about 13 degrees, feels more like 2. About an hour ago, my dog woke me up just to inform me that the temperature on the inside was starting to match that on the outside and I needed to warm it up. And I quickly moved into the proper position and got us all warmed up. At first I thought about the ice storm in the early 90s and how the number of people that just stepped into the position of managing things, helping people. You don't see that shit today. Something happened between that time frame and this time frame that changed a lot of things here in the United States. We are now in evil times. Not that we were not in evil times prior to this, but this is the cusp of all evil as we shall know it. Most evidently seen by the numbering of 666 everywhere, oddly. There is a law that prohibits that due to religious beliefs. But now you see phone numbers that have 666 in them. You see license plates, tons of them with 666. It's everywhere. Not that I believe in, my beliefs span way beyond and prior to any of that biblical referencing stuff, but I definitely do not share the same beliefs as the overall population as it relates to that Catholic religion. I do not believe that, any of that shit. But my daughter was telling me, because she's homeless like me, that the homeless people in Rochester were migrating to this parking garage to find shelter and warmth from the elements of the cold, and they have been stricken from that location. It was actually a good location because it was right underneath, adjacent to public safety in the Monroe County Jail, city lockup. So why they would push those people back out on the streets and still have this stupid mask mandate bullshit, talking about, the elevated concerns of health, and then turn around like an oxymoron and do shit like that. I mean, do they actually think? They don't. Because this country's run by a bunch of idiots. You can't do this and then turn around and do this, and this, okay? It just makes you look like you really are just a bunch of bumbling fucking idiots. There is laws out there still on the books. You can't change them. Hardcore and solidly affixed but never followed. You can find this somewhere if you can find it, because a lot of those people that changed the law, they hid the real law. Okay? They hid all the real laws so they could get away with shit. That's how this country operates. There's no solid foundation that you can ever tie back to the real structure of the law in this country. But the real structure of the law, as it relates to homeless people, the wording goes something like this. The full wording will eventually come to me, but it goes something like this. No man, woman, or child, nor any animal, big or small, shall ever be subject to the crowd. The crowding of people in and around them, lowering them to the ground. No man, woman, or child, nor any animal, big or small, shall ever be left out in the cold to wither the elements of the seasons, rather that be winter or fall. It's almost like they would go back and cross-check by reversing the words. Where there is vacancy, rather that be a room in a well-fitted home, in an empty dwelling, or a building ready for use but not fully occupied, there shall be no man, woman, or child, nor any animal, big or small, left out in the cold. But they do it because the inhumane, the entertainment, leveling and lowering people to the street through the court system, by the way, where they preach their immunities, which they have none. You only have immunity in any government job if you, number one, obey the structure of your job. If you've taken an oath, you have to keep that in your head at all times. And in particular, judges, there's no immunity for a judge. The only immunity where it comes into play in factor, where they are not held personally and professionally accountable, is they have to follow with strict guidance the administrative procedures of all laws. So if they bring you into family court and they're not following that administrative process, they can't even rule. They need to step off the bench. This whole shit where they get it in their head, I'm a judge and I can do whatever the fuck I want. No, you can't. But they get away with it. There should be more judges imprisoned in the United States for just being total dickheads. But they're, you can't do that. Well, that's what really needs to happen here. These people, the government employees are the spoilage. They spoil everything. There's never enough for them. They want more tax dollars for this, for that, but they can never complete anything. There's never a solid fix on anything. They have no fucking clue on managing anything the right way. It's just a fucking disgrace. This whole country is a disgrace. Every time I see a picture or an image of a stadium filled with people, I'm like, well, how are you going to feed up? How, where's their thoughts on feeding all them people in the future? They keep gobbling up every section of land, building this, building that, building that. There's not going to be any place to grow food in the future. And all those people are multiplying like fucking rabbits. And then on top of that, they're fucking allowing millions upon millions of people to enter through immigrations. That immigration system should have been shut down a long fucking time ago. And then where are you going to put them when they all die? Eventually they all die. Oh, we're going to carve out some large sections of land and make them all graveyards. Well, that's great. That's the future. One big fucking graveyard, as if that hasn't already happened. Genocide. This country's fucking blows. There's no fucking clear-cut answer on any of it because there's too many evil, feeble-minded people out there and not enough fucking mature, adult-like minds out there fucking working. Oh, they're walking around in adult-type pants and skirts and shit. They sure the fuck don't act, behave, or make any decisions in adult-like patterns at all. It's fucking ridiculous. And not one of them have 2 ounces of fucking wisdom in their head. But we'll kick some people out on the streets and let them fucking freeze, and then we'll talk about some fucking COVID. So ridiculous. So fucking ridiculous, the United States. It's such a sad state of affairs, isn't it?